What is up, guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope that you all are doing absolutely outstanding today. You can't see anything. I gotta get better at that. I always forget. I just like to walk around when I vlog, and I'm generally vlogging, all is good. Then I look at my little screen that's basically right to the right of where you guys are hanging out right now, and I remember that, well, low-lit situations are not the best when vlogging, but you know, 2 years later, and I'm still learning. So anyway, guys, I hope you all are doing absolutely outstanding today. I am actually filming this vlog on yet another alteration of the camera equipment that I have, just changing things up a little bit, as I'm kind of one of those people that likes to get into a routine, try the routine for a little while, see how it works, and then immediately change it. I actually read that some of the most successful people in the world are constantly iterating on their routine, whether it's going to bed later, waking up earlier, going to bed earlier, waking up later, getting more sleep, getting less sleep, or what have you. And it's helped me realize and learn that humans are so adaptable. If anything, you get into a routine and you tend to get a little bit stagnant, and honestly, you don't feel all that good as a person. So I really kind of apply that methodology to really everything that it is that I do in life. And honestly, if I could pass one thing over to you guys, it's if you're in a routine, if you find yourself saying, well, I'm in a routine right now, do you feel good? Like, seriously reflect on, do you feel good in that routine? And ask yourself what it is that you want to accomplish. Is that routine helping you get to those goals, accomplish those goals, make progress towards those goals? And if it's not, I suggest you change your routine. Try eating something different in the morning. Try eating lunch at a different time if you have the flexibility with your job or whatever the case may be. Try maybe going to the gym. And you'd be really amazed by not only what you'll feel like, but also what you're proving to yourself that you could accomplish. Just some words of wisdom as I'm thinking in the beginning of this vlog. So we got a very exciting video. We are actually going to jump into that Whirly Custom Fab box right there behind me today, as we do have in our possession the new turbo kit for the Minimax. Now, as you can see, the Minimax is not in our possession. We've got the giveaway LBZ. Crazy, guys, time is flying by as there's only a month left in that giveaway. If you haven't entered already and you're looking to potentially win a truck for the cost of, let's just say, a hat, then I suggest you visit Enthusiast. First link in the description below. Every $20 gets you one automatic entry for that truck. I'm in Pennsylvania, and if you're not, don't stress, because I'm actually gonna pay for you to come out here to hang out with me, to vlog for an entire day, to basically enjoy that of your new truck before I send you off on your merry way with a truck that you can enjoy for hundreds and thousands of miles. Now, before we get into this very, very beautiful box and all the gorgeous engineering that's inside, maybe we'll even show you guys the Turbski that we've got for the truck. Maybe we'll dig into this box that says Extra G Performance, all of the fueling needs, all the fuel, all the air. That's what we are doing here, ladies and gentlemen. I couldn't be any more excited. But before we do that, as you guys can see, we have something occupying the garage space right now. Although I don't have much space, it's better than no space, and it's a total mess. So actually, I took on, as a newfound homeowner, my first housing renovation project. We decided to go out to Home Depot to shop for some things, and we ended up leaving with an entire bathroom a few weeks ago. So that kind of forced me into taking on my first housing renovation project. That wasn't necessarily planned by any means, rather it was kind of just extremely spontaneous. Bathroom renovations out of all housing renovations are actually probably one of the most expensive. Now, if you do the work yourself, you're obviously gonna save yourself a ton of money. Cost of materials really isn't that bad. It's usually about a third of the cost of a renovation project, whereas paying somebody for a professional service is where the dollars can add up big time. So anyway, Jamie from LRI actually let me borrow some of his equipment here. My compressor died on me. This thing, rest in peace. She treated me so well for so many years. All these things that you really don't think of when you go into a project, you quickly realize that you need. And luckily I have friends that could deliver on that. But speaking of things that I needed, we actually just got back from a trip to Home Depot today, and well, we left with way more than I was intending on purchasing. But then again, when you own a home, it's kind of like a given to just stack up on things that you might need in the future. You know, if you need a tool once, statistics show you will need it again at a future point in time. So you might as well just buy the damn thing. That way you have it for the next project, because that project's also probably gonna demand other things that you don't have yet. It's just a compounding problem. Any of my homeowners out there, I know you guys can empathize with the feeling of the excitement that you get over these simple boxes. A lot of the youngsters out in the audience, they're gonna look at this video and be like, what's all the hype about a shop vac and a Porter cable pancake compressor that comes with multiple attachments? I know it sounds pretty boring, right? Well, one day you guys are gonna become homeowners and you're gonna quickly realize it's like Christmas. Now, we do have to drop all this stuff off before we jump into the box of Whirly Custom Fab goodies. I was going to take the LML. I actually had this thing out earlier today because it is a decent day in Pennsylvania. Weather update, we're looking about 45 degrees, slightly overcast, slight breeze, not bad, kind of manageable, which is why I'm currently wearing a flannel. I can't beat it whatsoever. But we are not going to be taking it today as I have small driveway problems. And I didn't even realize the fact that it was warm out, so my extension of my driveway, aka this mudfest right here, would be a total nightmare. And as you can see, the LML is nice and clean. That is going to make the LML extremely dirty, so unfortunately we are not cruising this today. But guys, although I don't drive it on the vlog, I do drive this truck all the time. I was excited we were gonna go out and spend some quality time with the OG, but it just doesn't look like that's gonna be the case today because I'm going to let that all freeze onto the tires as it's going to drop back into the Antarctic conditions the next few days, and then it won't make as much of a mess as my truck. Which means that we can spend some time with the giveaway LBZ today, which is a good thing because the time I have remaining with that truck is going down so quickly. Now, speaking of that, I actually want to let you guys know we got some new decals out on the Enthusiast site right now. We have the Enthusiast Crest die cut decal, highly requested. You guys have wanted one of these for the longest time, and we have the new Built for Boost Enthusiast decals. As you guys know, we love to do turbo related things on this channel, so that was a must-have. Plus, guys, I'm so stoked about this news. All of our hoodies have been revised. This is actually an old one, but this is made by a different brand than the ones that I had previously been selling. This color does not exist, but we have all new updated hoodies, and guys, I can guarantee you these hoodies are the softest things ever, to the point that I can almost guarantee if you're dating somebody, if you're married, if you have a significant other, she's gonna steal this hoodie. I can guarantee it. It is so soft, so comfortable, and just the perfect weight that you're gonna put this on and you're just gonna feel like $1,000,000. Those are all live on the Enthusiast site. First link in the description below, and they all get you entries for the LBZ. One thing I love about vlogging, that's what I love about YouTube, expedited cleanups, can't beat it. I 3000% recommend one of these things. Home Depot, 20 bucks. Gotta keep the goods secure. So as we are on our way over to drop this stuff back off at Jamie's house, I just wanted to talk to you guys about some exciting news. And that's, well, daylight savings time is right around the corner. Granted, we're about a month and a half away, but March 11th is that date that we wanna keep our crosshairs focused on, because that's gonna open up so much more flexibility for my vlogging schedule and the content. Winter's been somewhat dry. We've been doing a lot of modifications. It's been exciting stuff, but you really can't get out and about and be as active as one would wanna be with at least the schedule that I have now. But what I can promise you guys is I'm actually making a promise, and I'm kind of putting my foot down to make a stand, if you will, that I'm going to be doubling my video rate per week. For the past 2 years, it's been my goal to produce 2 videos a week for you guys. I'm gonna be going to 4 videos a week, which is going to be a large stretch and definitely a challenge, but I'm at the point right now where I mentioned earlier, I don't like stagnancy. I talked about that a little bit, and I'm starting to feel a little bit stagnant in just my routine when it comes to uploading schedules, and I really want to kind of challenge myself to take that next step, and while continuing to provide quality content for all of you guys. We've got a lot of really exciting things that are going to be happening in 2019, and 2 videos a week is just not going to be enough footage to truly cover that, to keep you guys connected to all the really exciting things that we're going to be doing on this channel. So if you guys are excited about more routine uploads and all the crazy stuff and all the crazy things that are going to be taking place on this channel in 2019, tap that subscribe button and be sure to enable push notifications, which is that little bell that's right to the right of the subscribe button. There are always a lot of perks for my early visitors. Those guys that got that notification bell are the individuals that got the garage banners. Age-old adage, the early bird gets the worm, does not lie. Well guys, Jamie sends his regard. I'm a total idiot, and I just didn't look at the fact that, well, my battery was dead. Another successful mess made. Guys, I just want to apologize too about the echo that you're hearing. I'm obviously in a closed space in the garage, and I have a nice microphone on top of the camera, which is gonna pick up all the sounds and all the sound waves and all the frequencies. So without further ado, here is the new turbo kit that will be going on the Minimax as soon as we get it back in our possession. So, without further ado, this is going to be the new setup that's going on the Minimax as soon as, like I had mentioned, we get that thing back in our possession. But I'm having a hard time holding back the saliva coming out of my mouth as I drool over this absolutely gorgeous setup from our good friends at Whirly Custom Fab. If you guys are looking to get set up with Whirly, use discount code enthusiast and you get free shipping on anything from their site. They are linked in the description below, not a sponsored ad. So what you are glancing at here is a oh so beautiful teal powder coated S467.7 S400 style turbo kit for my LLY Duramax. This is a very comprehensive kit in the sense that I am pretty much going to have to take out everything that's in the Minimax today to reinstall all of these new goodies. So before we get into the specifics of that absolute beautiful piece of engineering, let's actually start over on the right side. So right here we have a heat treated and powder coated 3-inch downpipe, which marries right up to the backside of the S400. These two pipes are the driver side intercooler pipes. We got V-band setups for days, as you can see. Boom, oh man. Look at the beauty in that. Oh my goodness. And the welds, guys, the welds, everything looks so good. Jason's engineering. Holding these parts kind of makes me want to just frame them rather than use them, but I know that the fun comes out of the use. We've got really nice beveled edges on either side of the pipe. That way they grab the intercooler piping very well, and then you throw that clamp over there because we don't want boost leaks, especially when we have something like this providing the fun. So it's a 2-piece driver side intercooler setup. It's gonna go something along the lines of that, as you can envision. This side's going to strap right into the front end intercooler. We're gonna have a boot here and then a V-band set up right up here. Now these two parts go together. This is a new Y bridge, as we're gonna have to replace the current Y bridge in the truck as it's a totally different size. The Y bridge in the LLY right now kind of comes straight up and then over, but it's only about that tall, whereas you can see this Y bridge is significantly higher. And the reason that is because this is gonna sit kind of like this. We're gonna ever so carefully lean it on the powder coat here. And then this S400 intake snorkel is actually going to run right off of the charger across and around to the filter, if you can kind of envision like the engine bay. So we are gonna have to take off the current Y bridge, replace it with the extended and elongated Y bridge, and then what's gonna happen is we will take the new driver side intercooler pipe and affix it to the side, something like that, whereas this side's gonna go into the intercooler and that one is going to be booted to the Y bridge. So that's how we're handling our hot air and our cold air return. This is a 5-inch intake snorkel. We are going to marry up to this absolute beast of a setup that's gonna be going on the Minimax, and I honestly couldn't be any more excited. Now, one characteristic of this powder coat is that it doesn't transfer well through video. This kind of looks like an off blue in a way, but it's actually a very kind of fluorescent teal color. It's just that the camera really can't pick it up. Color in person versus what you see on camera, they are two totally different colors, whereas online, it kind of looks like a weird baby blue, but it is not that at all. So that brings us to this absolute beaut right here. This is an S467.7 manufactured by Borg Warner. This is a fixed vane turbo, meaning that the exhaust side does not feature any variable geometry vanes. These are fixed in a single position, meaning that it is very much a mechanical turbo. You've got your oil inlines, you've got your drain lines on the bottom, and really that's all that there is to this turbo. There's not much to it, whereas the VGTs, you have your solenoids and your arm actuators that move the vanes and all of that. And ultimately, all of the new turbo diesel trucks come with VGT turbos, as they are deemed more efficient in the eyes of somebody that's just using the truck for mere towing needs. But when you're looking to truly exercise the full potential of a truck, when you go S400, you are looking for top end power. This is a S400 style compressor housing, and guys, when I say it's big, I mean, like, there's my fist in retrospect, and I mean, this thing is no joke by any means. I'm actually blown away by the size of this turbo. It is just absolutely colossal. Now, to marry up with the S400 style compressor side housing, we have a 90 AR exhaust side on this turbo, which is pretty sizable in the grand scheme of things. So if you were to try and run a turbo like this on stock fuel, you would have a hard time beating a snail, but we are going to accompany this setup right here with injectors from our friends over at Extra G there in that box. We'll get into those in another video, as I already am going to take up so much time filming just this stuff right here and talking to you guys a little bit about why I went with this setup. But at the end of the day, those injectors are dramatically going to help increase the spoolability of this turbo, as we are going to be adding more fuel to the motor, which is inevitably going to charge this charger faster, which is inevitably going to lead to more boost. And air and fuel and turbos is really all that you need, with some good tuning to make some decent power. And that is exactly what we're going to be able to accomplish with this turbo right here. This thing is just absolutely beautiful, and I couldn't be any more excited about getting it installed. Now you can see that we also have to throw a new trans line in the truck. I don't know exactly why, to be honest. I want to say that this one might be shortened just a little bit. It looks like the end is trimmed, so could have been shortened or maybe bent in some way, as I'm assuming that with the new turbo, the pre-existing line that comes up right up behind the stock turbo is probably going to be in the way, which is why they provided a modified one, which is cool. And then getting into basically all of the other hardware that's needed to put this kit together. We've got our boots, we've got our clamps, which I requested to be powder coated in a nice gloss black, which came out super, super good. I'm stoked on this. That is something, guys, if you're looking to get this done, WhirlyFab does not have like a pre-programmed way to get this done. You're just gonna have to request it in the email that you send out. We've got some heat tape here for the downpipe. That's always fun to deal with. The fiberglass in that could screw you up, so always wear gloves. And a whole bunch of other hardware. There are probably oil lines in here, blah, 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 blah. You guys kind of get the drift. And then lastly, we have the pedestal, as the S400 style turbos are way different compared to that than the VGTs, because the pedestal and the exhaust side housing on VGTs are one assembly, whereas on the fixed vane turbos, the pedestal is actually a separate assembly from that of the actual turbo itself. So this is going to kind of sit this way, if you can envision this. You have your driver's side manifold, your passenger side exhaust manifold, and you have your two up pipes feeding left and then right, and then your bell housing right here, so you can kind of envision how it would all kind of come together. So what's gonna happen is these up pipes are actually taking exhaust out of the motor, feeding it down the manifold, they're coming up the up pipe, and then they are going through and feeding the turbo itself. So the exhaust is then coming up through the bottom of the exhaust housing, and then spinning this wheel that basically spins the compressor side, which in turn creates your boost. I mean, that's really as simple as it is when it comes to a fixed vane assembly. I know a lot of you guys wanted to see me go the compound turbo route, because honestly, yes, it is the sleek and sexy means of saying, yes, I have two turbos, they're compounds, and it's kind of like the holy grail by definition terms and speaking of modifications for diesels. But I decided not to go compound solely due to the fact that, well, the stock LLY really can't adapt to the increased drive pressure of compound turbos. Drive pressure is basically the pressure inside your cylinder walls that's created by boost in layman's terms. And when you're dealing with two turbos, the drive pressure skyrockets in comparison to a single turbo setup. You usually see the 475s and the 480s on compound turbo setups, as they're kind of like the low pressure turbo, or like the atmospheric turbo that basically provides the low pressure, then the high pressure comes from the second turbo, the smaller turbo, in a compound turbo setup. Anyway, I went with the S467 honestly because my research concluded, and per Jason's recommendation, Jason at WhirlyFab, he said that this is by far the best setup that I could run for what it is that I'm looking to accomplish in my objective of building the ultimate street truck. I'm not going for a drag racing truck, I'm not going for a pulling truck, I'm not going for a dirt drags truck, I'm going for a truck that I can drive in any circumstance, in any environment, and enjoy the ever-living shit out of. So this setup right here behind me, with those injectors that are right over there that I'll show you guys later, is gonna be capable all day of 800 horsepower, all damn day. Then the question is, can the motor handle it? A colossal meltdown at 800 horsepower on a stock LLY motor, and I'm still on the stock head gaskets too, which just kind of brings up a whole nother story. I'm looking to reach about 650 horsepower. That's that happy medium to where the motor is kind of at its full capacity. Now I gotta get to the fun part of my evening, which is basically cleaning up my mess. Unfortunately, even when you get older, cleaning up is never a fun time. So with that being said, take a look at Enthusiast. First link in the description below. Check out our new hoodies. Grab some entries for the LBZ, guys. I'm telling you, you're in our last month right now, guys. It's gonna be over before you know it, so definitely jump on the opportunity to grab some entries, because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. My Like League, I love you guys. Tap that thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next upload.